Wesley and Will.
Welcome to another episode of Other Side News. I'm Wesley.
And I'm Will.
And today we want to talk about Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
Whole bunch of stuff, yeah. Whole bunch of stuff came out, trailers, you know what Comic-Con is. Where they just talk about all their
Cosplay.
new projects and their shiny new things and to me, a reinvigoration of the DC Marvel rivalry. It seemed like it was pretty quiet for years, but now, DC, at least one director, kind of fired a shot.
Yeah. DC runs Hall H. We own this yard. We haven't put a kick-ass movie out since The Dark Knight, but DC owns it.
Well, there's a lot
We're back to WCW
yeah, there's a
and
lot
WWF
of,
Nitro.
A lot of in a way, DC is kind of reminding me of WCW, and there's a lot of excitement around what they're doing, but Batman v Superman didn't deliver. Now, I'm not saying Justice League won't, but it has to. Suicide Squad has to.
And since you brought it up, let's start with the first surprise that nobody knew. They just started shooting the damn movie.
Yeah.
We got a Justice League trailer. How the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
I can't even get the title of Episode 8 for Star Wars.
Yeah, I swear to God, they must have filmed that thing as soon as they wrapped Superman v Batman. Like, we need to shoot just a few scenes. And on that trailer, I thought it looked entertaining. Watching the trailer, all I could think is, why didn't you just start here? Why did you even need that pile of shit? Batman v Superman. You could have just done like a Superman sequel, Doomsday. He can still die at the end. You could have Batman at his funeral. Because other than Wonder Woman, you still have to introduce all these characters. So he has to make contact with them. And, the little back and forth, I liked how he kind of does a little in-joke with Aquaman so you can talk to fish. And everything with the Flash. It looked entertaining. So hopefully they can deliver on it.
The Flash looked really cool. I like that. He needs friends.
Yes.
It was I enjoyed the trailer a lot. But again, going back to the one I've really been looking forward to, and we'll talk about this trailer too, is Wonder Woman.
Yes, that was great.
She was the best part, in my opinion, of Batman vs Superman, and I just think that the trailer that they did for her and the relationship between her and Chris Pine.
Yeah.
And then the little bit you see her in this. So I'm looking. I am looking forward more to Wonder Woman movie than I am Justice League.
Well, I think it's great that it's about time for a Wonder Woman movie. I mean, this is easily the most iconic female superhero of all time. And it looks like they're really treating it well. It looked like her origin was in place, and even her involvement in World War II. So I thought it was really cool that they were pulling it all the way back to tell her story. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
And her panel was really good, talking about some of the training she did and what they, she did her favorite Wonder Woman pose and stuff like that, and it was really cute. But yeah, and again, Justice League, the trailer looks great. I like seeing Cyborg, and Flash looks really cool. I thought it was neat, how they did the Batman throwing his knife and so kind of like their take on how they're gonna slow things down.
Well, because Flash was way faster than Quicksilver.
Really?
Flash was so damn fast he would travel into his own dimension. Flash's powers are really weird.
I was curious on if we're just going to see the same type of stuff when Flash finally hits the big screen. But I like the trailer. Let's just hope that it's executed well.
Yeah, it's
you can say it's your house all you want.
Hopefully now that Zack Snyder killed off Superman and got rid of the character they didn't want to make movies about because he didn't like him. So hopefully now they can, make a good movie with characters that hopefully they like.
Because Suicide Squad looks great, but they did a new trailer for Suicide Squad with the song Heathens with it, and so you got to see a little more footage. Some of these trailers, I'm excited to see Joker again, and some of them he just kind of reminds me of the Riddler a little bit, but the movie looks good.
And another thing I like was when the director said, his comments about Batman, that Batman's going to be in this film more than we've seen him in the clips and in the trailers, and that a lot of those scenes are taken out of context. I'm willing to bet Batman's involvement is mostly in flashbacks, but I like when he said that you're going to see Batman from the villain's point of view. And I think that'll be really interesting to see because, to a villain, Batman's a fucking prick. But then on the movie where we will see, once again, things from Batman's point of view, Ben Affleck will be directing himself.
Yeah,
in a solo Batman film.
We did get confirmation there'll be a solo Batman film, which I'm excited about because I did think his performance
I thought he did
really
a fine
good.
job. Yeah.
I'm just curious on how it's going to be a challenge because you're following, I don't care what anybody says, you're
following
continuing after
Nolan.
the Nolan universe, and those were such epic movies. To direct it and star in it, may the force be with you. Yeah. So they could be a rebound, you know. They're going a little... Not everybody was happy with Batman, Superman. I know a lot of people out there were. I wasn't all that happy with it. But they could bounce back with Suicide Squad. Then they go into Wonder Woman. And then I think Justice League is November of next year. Yeah. Which next year is going to be a really big year. But anyways.
Yeah, moving fast. And they also got some things going on in television.
Yes. Then we got to see a trailer for Season 3 of Gotham. Now, I'm still trying to catch up on Season 2. So I didn't know which was new and what was not. But I love the show so far. And it looks like it's just going to keep getting better.
Yeah, happy to see Jada Pinkett Smith coming back. The inclusion of Hugo Strange.
And then they showed, obviously, had an Arrow panel and everything that's coming out October 5th. And then everybody was upset on Saturday because Marvel wasn't releasing a bunch of trailers. Yeah. Like DC did. Twitter was just lighting up with, DC owns Comic-Con this year and all this. And I'm just like, what a bunch of... It's fucking horseshit, for one. Because, the amount of money that is spent by everybody going to Comic-Con is incredible. And if all those people standing in line for 24 hours to get into Hall H in the first place, if they just start getting to the point where the people see it in Hall H and then we see it like within minutes on YouTube, what's the point in waiting in line? Yeah. I can just watch it, I can watch the trailers there. I know you get to see the actors and stuff like that, but... Yeah.
Well, we're actually, and I understand people were upset,
too much.
But really what it is it's very simple. It's like Marvel is like the big brother that, is the star quarterback, and he, everyone really likes him. And DC right now is kind of like the younger brother standing over in the corner going, look at me, look at me. Look at me. Yeah. That's what it is, because if you're just going to pour all your stuff on the internet, you want attention because you're trying to catch up. And it's not DC's fault they're trying to catch up. Marvel had a great plan from the beginning. But that's what it looks like to me. You want as much exposure as you can get, and Marvel doesn't feel they need that.
So, anyways, in my opinion, with that, Marvel came out swinging. They brought out the cast of Black Panther. That was really cool getting to see that whole cast. And then they, followed up with Spider-Man Homecoming, which was really awesome because we got confirmation on one of the villains.
Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
Which we kind of knew that already.
Well, and then the Tinkerer is going to be in it. No one really cares too much about him, but,
I don't give a...
Marvel has shown they can take a, minute character and make them more interesting than they actually are.
And they confirmed Flash Thompson, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Because that leads us down other character, roads, other villains and stuff. And then they did release one of the trailers, and that was we got to see a second Doctor Strange trailer.
Yeah.
Which looks...
very cool.
Awesome.
I think Doctor Strange is coming along at the right time because one of the biggest gripes you hear about the Marvel movies, which, in a sense it is justified, is that they're all seeming very samey. It's just the Marvel movie now. They all seem to cover the same flow, and Doctor Strange isn't a hero that beats you up with his fists. Mm-hmm. He doesn't... you're not going to see that. You're going to see... that second trailer when they're walking on the damn buildings, all I could think was Inception. Mm-hmm. I think this is their chance to make a really mind-bending, interesting movie that's just going to introduce far more interesting characters, villains,
it's the whole other...
into their world.
It's a whole other spectrum of introducing magic and stuff, and we've already seen a little bit of that with Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So then following that, you had Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Yeah. And they showed a clip of their trailer. We found out who Kurt Russell is going to be playing Star-Lord's dad as Ego, I don't know what you call him, human planet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's a planet that looks like this, and he's got his own personality and stuff. As his planet was forming, he also gained consciousness, and
it happens.
He's fought Galactus, and he fights big boys. So I'm pretty sure I'd be surprised if we did not see him in Infinity Wars. So I think that's interesting. They're bringing these bigger characters into the Marvel Universe, and going along with that, we also got Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, Thor Ragnarok with Hela being played by Cate Blanchett, and Hela entering the mix in Thor Ragnarok completely changes, at least for me, changes the format of that movie, because Hela is dang near unstoppable. This is she's the ruler of the underworld. You know, she's the one that comes to claim your soul. In Norse mythology, she was known as Hel. That's who this character is based off of. And both in Norse mythology and in comics, Hela was the daughter of Loki. And I'm wondering if that's going to transfer to film, because that would just be really entertaining. Mm-hmm. You know, because Loki always feared his daughter because he knew the day he died, she owned him. You know, and it was, so they could do some interesting things with it. Also, Karl Urban is going to be in it, playing Scourge, and Jeff Goldblum.
Who I'm really looking forward to
yes.
playing the Grandmaster. And if you don't know anything about the Grandmaster, he just likes to play the game, and basically your life and anybody else's life is expendable. So I really am curious to see what part he plays. I really don't think they're going to bring a character like this in just to phase him out before Infinity Wars. So it's now you're seeing this dynamic of some of these big villains and characters alongside of Thanos, and seeing how that kind of...
Oh yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Also, rumor of a smarter Hulk?
Yeah, they've just been talking about it a little bit, that he possibly will be, you know, more Bruce Banner in Hulk than just Savage Hulk tearing everything up.
And that's alright. That is the direction
cool.
they've been going, and they probably figure we're never going to get another Hulk movie made unless we get this stupid guy to speak.
Yeah. So, but again, you know, Marvel, you know, DC had their Wonder Woman, you know, trailer and all that stuff, and then Marvel introduces Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. So, and again, there wasn't a lot of surprises. A lot of this stuff we kind of knew
it was coming.
But it was cool to see, you know, all of them together on stage, and, you know, seeing how this new phase of the Marvel movies, also they introduced their new Marvel logo, to see where they're going with the movies.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you think of, at the same time, all of these original Netflix series that are coming out.
Oh, yeah, all the shows
one that you're really looking forward to is...
Oh, I'm really looking forward to Luke Cage.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed both Season 1 and Season 2 of Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Elektra kind of drug it down for me in Season 2, but I've never liked Elektra. But Luke Cage looked great. I love this part where he grabs the car door and wraps it around the guy. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm interested in seeing what villains they might bring into his show, because Luke Cage is a different kind of animal than Daredevil. You know, this is a guy that very hard to hurt him.
Yeah.
And he's pretty strong, so I'm wondering who they might bring in to rival him. I mean, they could do a Superman Lex Luthor thing where he, you know, the villain challenges him with his mind.
Right.
Rather than brawn, but yeah, it's a tough boy to deal with.
Yeah, and not so they didn't stop there. They followed it up with a mini Iron Fist trailer, which looked really freaking cool. So I was like, and then of course we got the little bit
of the teaser for the
Defenders, and it was really cool because I'm a huge Nirvana fan, and they had the Come As You Are theme in the background, and then it was confirmed Daredevil Season 3. And
it doesn't surprise me at all.
Such a good show. Okay, so I was excited about everything basically that Marvel's doing on Netflix. The only thing Marvel's been doing that I've not been as engaged in would have to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've started watching it, but then I fade away from it.
Yeah.
I thought about maybe skipping a season and trying to catch up. But anyway, so they had their opening teaser, and you see the Flaming Skull, which there's only, I mean, that's Ghost Rider. And I just thought that's a guy I would have liked to seen in Daredevil.
In Daredevil
Netflix
or
instead.
in his own movie. And to be honest, this seems like community service. You know, like Ghost Rider walked back in from Sony Pictures and he was like, "Guys, I'm back!" And they were like, "We saw the shit that you did when you were over there. You go to TV. Not even Netflix. You go to TV." He's like, "Well, Spider-Man got a movie."
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man's movies weren't dog shit, Ghost Rider. Now get your ass down on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So...
And it's just, apparently just Marvel just taking Sony's shit. Well, moving along from people in spandex and punching each other and all the fun that is had in that world to a big fucking ape.
A big trailer.
Well,
first
trailer.
I saw the poster.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer online.
Holy shit.
And I thought it was really interesting. And they were talking about Skull Island, the new King Kong movie, where basically it's King Kong on steroids. This is the Kong from the previous movie was just a toddler.
That's gotta be a baby, yeah.
And this is the daddy Kong.
This is the Kong that's gonna go toe-to-toe with Godzilla in 2020.
And the poster was very reminiscent of the first Godzilla trailer, where you see the guys parachuting into the city, and they've got the flares.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's got the green flare, and you can see Kong. But then they did release the trailer, and King Kong, from what we saw, looks awesome.
He's
and I love
enormous.
that shot from the distance.
Oh, with the helicopters when he's standing up?
Yeah, and it's just like, this is going to be a great... It
yeah,
looks
and
great.
A great cast. Samuel L. Jackson,
Yes.
John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston. I mean, just a great cast all the way around on this. Looking like it's going to be a strong movie. Which I'm glad about. I love monsters. I loved the last Godzilla movie. Yeah, it was a little slow moving, but I thought it reestablished that character for American audiences really well.
He looks a lot better than this new Godzilla. But I'll get to that one later. But this King Kong looks
King
badass.
Kong, yeah, it looks strong. Hopefully it comes out, and it's a good movie. And yeah, it looked amazing. It looked better than, as you said, the Godzilla movie that's going to be coming out as well. Godzilla Resurgence.
Yeah, so it looks like Toho's going to resurrect Godzilla again.
Godzilla.
Yeah, their Godzilla, because I thought he blew up. But
he's died a lot of times.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he still has like the red in him and stuff, so he kind of has that same look that he had before he supposedly died. And I think he looks like crap, to be honest. I don't like he's got like T-Rex arms now, and he's got this exaggerated long tail, and I guess it's supposed to have some release dates here in the States, which I was like, well, I hope they don't screw up the great Godzilla movie that looks like we're going to get the follow-up, because I've waited for, us to have a really cool computer-generated King Ghidorah and stuff like that. So anyways, but 2020 we will see King Kong and Godzilla go at it.
Yep, the rematch.
That's going to be awesome. So going on from movies, some of the things that I really liked from TV, obviously, how could I not talk about Walking Dead? I'm finally getting to see... Did you see the trailer for Walking Dead?
Yes.
By the way, okay.
Yes.
So what did you think of the new trailer for Walking Dead?
Oh, is that the one where it's just showing all them being happy?
Yeah. With them pointing the bat at each one, and we're going through memory lane.
It's one of two things going to happen in the season opener of The Walking Dead. Either Glenn's going to die, or they're gonna pull the psych. We don't kill people when like they did in the comics, and we already faked you out with Glenn's death, so we don't think he'll have any emotional impact since you already you experienced the emotions the first time. We tricked you and made you think he was dead. I just really don't give a shit about that show anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought it was cool to see King Ezekiel and
that was
tiger.
Cool. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, it's a fucking tiger,
cool.
So that's cool.
I'm down with that. I actually think that this is going to be a really good season. I think
I hope.
I think it's going to be on par with like season 3 and some of the stuff that went down with Gunna. Game of Thrones season 7. It isn't going to be released until June. They got to wait for more snowfall because winter's here. So all these wonderful, beautiful locations. We got to wait for some snow, and I'm like, can't you computer generate that shit? And we're only going to get 7 episodes.
Well, they're running low on story.
So, yeah, they did surpass the books last season, but still, I was really bummed out with that. And then, side note, on Go 90, Transformers Combiner Wars premieres. And this is August 2nd, so get ready for that. That's next week. Combiner Wars. It's basically all like the Constructicons, all the Transformers that can form into one big robot. There's a whole bunch of them doing that. And the trailer looked awesome. I was like, why wasn't this on Netflix with Voltron?
Yeah, no doubt. That would have been cool.
Because Voltron was epic too. If you've not watched that, check out the Voltron series on Netflix. But that's basically everything I had from Comic-Con. Anything else that stuck out to you?
No, nothing else. I'm really excited about King Kong. I'm actually more excited about King Kong than anything else we talked about because I love monsters and I can't wait. I hope this becomes a thing and we can get more Godzilla movies and we get some more big monster movies. 2. Yeah. Just a movie where you just click your brain off. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to watch this guy wreck shit up.
Right. All right. Well, that's our Comic-Con report. Excited about lots of movies and TV shows. This is Will and Wesley from the other side. And we'll see you next time.